Welcome in, welcome in. It's Saturday. You know, there was some football earlier, and it's kind of been a snooze game. But we're here to talk basketball, a little DFS, a little SuperDraft.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's a lot of injuries to talk about tonight, so let's just get into things right away. We'll talk about last night's slate first, and then we can talk about injuries, then get into some of the guys. Obviously we'll probably have to do some updates here and there, but let's get into this chaos of a show.
Yeah, the bad news is there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening, a lot of stuff that's going to be changing, a lot of stuff to go over. That's why we're starting about 10 minutes earlier today. But the good news, I guess, is there's only one game that locks it at 7 o'clock. So even if there's some news that comes out after that, we can still cover it as well.
I agree. So let's just get into it right away. See what some of the calls we made. I know there's some good ones. Talking about Franz. I know we talked about Franz last night.
Yep. So the studs for last night, we had Otto Porter Jr., who I believe got there in like 19 minutes last night, which was kind of ridiculous. This was like the craziest slate I've seen in a while because it's like all the guys that were really good or like we thought would do really good just didn't. And then like all these random guys went off. So Otto Porter Jr. was one of them. He had 42.25 points before the multiplier, 1.6 points after the multiplier, 69.71 points afterwards. Like I said, he got it done in like 19, 20 minutes. He had like a decent amount of steals and just like all these stats out of nowhere. It was kind of weird. And then Franz Wagner, obviously, both Wagner brothers went off yesterday. We'll talk about his brother Mo in a little bit as well. 41.5 points before the multiplier, 1.6 points or 1.6 for the multiplier, 66.4 after the multiplier. Then DeJounte Murray, one of my favorite guys to play on this slate, he had 59.5 points before the multiplier, 1.1 multiplier. I do believe is around 65 points there. And then Terry Rozier, he had 46 points in the 1.4 multiplier, and I believe he ended up with 66.6, which is not a nice number to say, but it's there.
I know I was talking about him last night. I know I wanted to start him all over last night.
Yeah, he's so streaky. He's still in the somehow he's still in the good streak, but he usually doesn't last this long. So
yeah, so tonight we're not after him, or any other night in the present or coming.
Yeah, I don't think Charlotte plays tonight, but it's
no, you're right, they don't.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm gonna be off him for a little bit. I just felt like it was a couple days will ride him.
Yep, it's been about 4 days in a row this time instead of some of the other times. But the duds that we did have, the bad players from yesterday. Zach LaVine. He had 0.75 points. He had 1.2 multipliers. So he ended up with less than 1 point yesterday. He only ended up playing 4 minutes in this game. So it's a little bit unfair to like put him on this list just because he got hurt. They did have an MRI on his knee today. There's no significant damage. So he's only expected to miss probably a couple of weeks at this point in time. So that is good news for Zach LaVine. Obviously, he's a guy that has had a torn ACL before back when he was on the Timberwolves, and he really came back pretty well for that. So hopefully, for the best for him. Jaylen Brown, 21 points. He got a 1.2 multiplier, ended up with 25.2 after the multiplier. Scotty Barnes, who was somebody that I was personally off of yesterday, coming off, that injury and everything, 21.75 points, a 1.3 multiplier, or 1.35 multiplier, 29.36 points. So not a good day for him overall. And then John Collins, which I know we had a couple of viewers talking about last night for John Collins, but he really just didn't do anything. Even with the 1.3 multiplier, he saw some center minutes and just really didn't do much. He only got a little bit over 30 points last night, which is definitely not something we're looking for.
I mean, the crazy thing was Zach LaVine. I mean, we definitely weren't talking about him or even starting him. It's just like, but Jaylen Brown's going to hurt us a little bit. But there's other. I mean, that's something that'll happen too. Like we talk about it all the time. It'll either be Tatum or it'll be Jaylen.
Yeah, and the Celtics just played bad like last night as a team overall too. Like Dennis Schroeder, who was somebody I had in a lot of lineups too, he had like the worst game of his career. He went 0 for 6 shooting, like 25 minutes, just didn't do like it couldn't get much worse than he did last night. Let's put it that way.
Shit happens, man. Bounce back from it. I mean, you can't just steer away from somebody like that. We talked about that with who was it, Sabonis, that one night?
Yep.
Yeah,
and I think there's a chance that you could go back to Dennis Schroeder tonight. There's a ton of plays tonight, so you don't have to do it, but I think it'll drive his ownership down enough that if you play him and he does well, because we've seen 40-point upside before the multiplier out of him this season. If you get that 40-point upside and then you got a 1.55 multiplier, then he's going to be looking pretty good.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some of these dart throw darlings.
Yeah, so Marvin Bagley was a big one yesterday, 1.75 multiplier, 50.25 points before the multiplier, almost 88 points after the multiplier. Then we have Mo Wagner. You know, it was the Wagner brother day. He really killed the value of Robin Lopez yesterday, though. He ended up playing 28 minutes, shot the ball incredibly well. 39.5 points, 2x multiplier, so he got 79. Then Justin Holiday, I just had to talk about him yesterday, like I jinxed the dude. I'm like, he'll probably like have a random 5-steal game out of nowhere. Well, he ended up hitting 7 threes and playing pretty well. He's the leading point scorer for the Pacers yesterday. He had 46 points before the multiplier, 1.7 multiplier. So he ended up with 78.2 points yesterday. Trey Lyles, who is somebody that's kind of been on our dirt throws for a while now. Isaiah Stewart, I think he got in foul trouble if I remember correctly. And that game was a little bit of a blowout, but it was the blowout in the reverse way as I kind of expected. We expected Toronto to kind of blow them out, and Toronto came out and played like crap, besides Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. So Trey Lyles, you know, he got some garbage time around there as well. 43.25 points before the multiplier, 1.75 multiplier, ended up with 75.69 points yesterday. So some pretty good dart throws yesterday. Most of these ones were probably not pretty popular. I mean, there might have been a little bit of exposure to Bagley just since he's been starting for a while. They had a couple other centers out. Mo Wagner, pretty much nobody would have played. Justin Holiday, I don't think anybody was really on. Trey Lyles, I don't think anybody was on yesterday either.
So what's really crazy is when you were like, this could be, you know what's going to be really crazy is if this is a Justin Holiday night, and then all of a sudden, boom, it goes.
Pretty much like
guys like that you said last night, and they just like all of them were like, hey,
and then I'm like, one of these nights, Mason Plumlee is going to randomly play more minutes. Then he played 27 minutes last night. He still was not viable on SuperDraft. He only had like 46 SuperDraft points. But I had PJ Washington as one of my core plays for DraftKings, and he only played 19 minutes. I'm like, I gotta be right. It's just yesterday, like if you just did the reverse of everything I said, you probably made a lot of money.
Well, it's not like that. Saying the reverse of it is just like you were like, oh, you know, there's an opportunity.
This random thing might happen.
Yeah, if this were to happen, then boom, you know, it didn't happen. All right, well, I mean, if you want to get into it, you can start talking injuries.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into some injuries. It's a 9-game main slate. If you're playing, I don't think there's an all-day slate on SuperDraft, but there might be a single game for Toronto and Milwaukee, so I'll just go over that real quick. So for the for Toronto Raptors, we'll start off. Scotty Barnes, Kem Birch, and Gary Trent are all listed as out tonight. And then for the Bucks, Drew Holiday is just the biggest one that's out. It'd be interesting to see whether or not they start George Hill at point guard or not tonight, or if they go with the same lineup as the last time. For the main slate, though, we have Portland Trailblazers. They still have like the same guys out at this point. You know, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Larry Nance, Norman Powell, Cody Zeller. So similar to what we saw last time out, they do get Anthony Simons back tonight, who's somebody that's played very well. Hurts Ben McLemore just a little bit. Simons, his multiplier is all the way up to 1.35 now, so he's really dropped down quite a bit since we first started playing him. For the Washington Wizards, Bradley Beal's out once again. Davis Bertans is out. Their starting lineup is in. It's Spencer Dinwiddie, Corey Kispert, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, and Daniel Gafford. Then we get down to the Knicks. Kemba Walker's out. Obviously, Derrick Rose is out from his ankle surgery still. Cam Reddish, who was recently traded to the team, is not playing again tonight. For the Atlanta Hawks, Clint Capella is doubtful to play, so you're seeing some Okongwu, some Gorgie Jang, some John Collins at center. Like, this Hawks team is just not very exciting at this point in time. There could be a little bit of value here if some of these other questionable guys get ruled out in Bogdan Bogdanovic and Danilo Gallinari. So if those guys get ruled out, maybe somebody like Kevin Huerter looks a little bit better. DeAndre Hunter had a very nice game last night, so he could be in play as well. Or maybe just Trae Young has to shoulder the load all by himself. You know, he's a 1.1 tonight, so maybe you look that way. But if they come out and they play flat, it's not going to be good for anybody on that team. And that's what they've been doing a lot this year too. Pelicans essentially all the way healthy, besides Zion Williamson, who's obviously out for a while, or who knows when he comes back, honestly. Let's see. Then the Brooklyn Nets, obviously Kyrie Irving cannot play in this game because it's in New York. Nick Claxton and LaMarcus Aldridge both ruled out once again. You know, Deron Sharp is there for that dart throw at the center position if he ends up starting once again. Otherwise, you know, you're really just looking at James Harden and Kevin Durant on that team. Let's see. We move down to 76ers, who are without Matisse Thybulle, Ben Simmons, Shake Milton, Danny Green, and then Joel Embiid popped up as questionable now. If he doesn't play, the 76ers are going to look a lot better because Maxi's going to look better, Seth Curry's going to look better, Tobias Harris is going to look better, Andre Drummond's going to be in play at 1.65. So, and he's going to look really good on every site too, Andre Drummond. And then even Korkmaz at 1.7, he's a dart throw as well. So there's not a lot of depth there today, especially if Embiid misses. And he just takes up so much usage that has to go somewhere else. And even if Andre Drummond comes in, he's not like a high usage center either. For For the Heat, Bam Adebayo still out. Marcus Garrett, Markieff Morris, KZ Okpala, Victor Oladipo. So nothing really new there. They obviously got Jimmy Butler back last night. He played all right. So he could be somebody to look at again today. Rajon Rondo's out for the Cavaliers, so that makes Darius Garland look better once again. The Oklahoma City Thunder essentially all the way healthy besides Kenrich Williams. So if you want to take a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play, a Josh Giddey play, it's going to be there. Then for the Chicago Bulls, this is the big one too, because obviously Zach LaVine got hurt last night. Derek Jones Jr. got hurt the night before that. Alex Caruso's still out. Lonzo Ball's out today too. So you're looking at guys like Kobe White being in play, maybe as a dart throw, but he's a 1.65. Troy Brown is a dart throw, like a true dart throw at a 2x. But DeMar DeRozan, Nikolai Vucevic, if this game's close, those two guys are really going to have to carry this team. On the Boston Celtics side, it's just Marcus Smart out once again. So Dennis Schroeder, kind of mentioned him a little bit earlier. You know, he had the worst game of his career, but he could be in play once again tonight. Probably not drawing up a lot of ownership. For the Clippers, you know, it's pretty much the same guys that have been out for a while now. Isaiah Hartenstein is questionable to play. If he comes back, makes Zubac and Ibaka look worse, and that center rotation is just a mess. Probably something I wouldn't touch personally. There's not really anybody I'm looking at on the Clippers tonight anyways. I don't think you'd, like, unless Morris has a big blow-up game, and he hasn't done it in a couple games now. So let's see. Where was I? So the Spurs, Trey Jones, Zach Collins out once again. Jakob Poeltl is doubtful to play. So we're either going to get a Jock Landale or Drew Eubanks starting at center. They're both 2x. The bad part is, even if they start, they might not play the biggest minutes. They might just play 24 minutes and split the minutes right down the middle. Or we might get some Thaddeus Young playing some center tonight as well. He's a 2x at the forward position. He's somebody that has a very good fantasy points per minute, though. Like when he does play big minutes, we saw it last year with the Bulls. So he's definitely a dart throw, especially if he ends up starting somehow. If Thaddeus Young ends up starting somehow, but that game does not start till 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central time. So we're also looking to see if Derek White plays in this game or not. He's questionable as well, but he's kind of been questionable the last two times. So I think I would lean that he ends up playing today. For the Lakers, Anthony Davis, Kendrick Nunn out once again, and then Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony both listed as questionable. If they both end up missing, then, you know, there's going to be some value off that bench, whether it's Austin Reeves or like Taylor Horton Tucker, maybe. They are playing against Nikola Jokic, so maybe they dust off DeAndre Jordan in this game, or maybe they just use Trevor Ariza on Jokic the whole game, and Jokic just looks good tonight and pretty much every night. But let's see. The Nuggets. The major ones for the Nuggets is Austin Rivers questionable. Not 17. Oh, God. This is going to be good. Yeah. I am number 8.
How was Disney?
Then
he took the kids to Disney.
Oh, yeah. They're going to Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got to the Magic. So Magic are pretty much missing everybody. They've been missing. Wendell Carter's out once again. Mo Bamba is questionable, so we'll see if he's back or not tonight. You could go back to Robin Lopez tonight. I don't think a lot of people are going to go there just because last night he only played 20 minutes. But is Mo Wagner going to come out and shoot the 11 for 15 once again? Probably not. That's really the reason he plays. He's just playing well. And then the Dallas Mavericks, they just got Kristaps Porzingis listed as doubtful once again. So that's pretty much all the injuries. There's a lot of stuff happening right now tonight.
I'm excited. That means I have to be on my phone and watching, paying attention for like shit that's going on. That's even better. Like last night, I feel like I didn't really have to do any moves, have to make any adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
He said Disneyland was awesome. The kids had a blast. Yeah, I was looking at your Instagram, and yeah, it looked awesome. I saw you guys going through It's a Small World After All. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was the one where you go through like the little boat ride and you go through and shit. But yeah, I saw you guys had you guys had a lot of fun.
Let's see. So the Raptors did announce their starting lineup. If anybody's playing on a slate that has them, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Utah Watanabe, Pascal Siakam, and Precious Achiuwa. All the hardest names in the world to say. So let's see. I'm just typing that up on my channel real quick, and then we'll get into some guards.
Bogart says, got to link up with Hustler and meet the family. They are awesome as fuck. Yeah, I saw you guys. I saw some. I watched all your Instagram videos, dude. I watched your story, and that shit's awesome. Yeah, you had a blast. And then you said, just hoping and praying none of us popped with COVID for real. Yeah, I mean, going to a big gathering like that where everyone's like touching every fucking thing, you know. All it takes is you to touch something and put it to your face.
Yep.
So I'm praying too, brother.
Yep. So we'll get into some of the guys in play tonight. We'll start off with the guards, though.
Initial look.
Yep.
Let's get into some guards play.
Yeah. So there is a good amount on here. I think there may be a couple more there on my list as well, just since you make the graphics ahead of time, obviously. But we got James Harden. He's a 1x multiplier. He's James Harden. He can go out any night and put up 70 points. There's not too much you really need to say about him. DeJounte Murray is on a massive heater right now. He's a guy that, he's really sustainable too, because he gets rebounds, he gets assists, he gets steals. So it's not like he's just going to tank you on any given night either. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 1.25. He's a downgraded version of DeJounte Murray. If the game stays competitive, he's definitely in play. He obviously had that big game against Brooklyn the last time out. DeMar DeRozan looking a lot better at 1.25 with obviously no Zach LaVine, Alonzo Ball. He's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more and have to do a little bit more tonight as well. Anthony Simons, talked about him a little bit already at 1.35. He's the guy that was playing really well. He missed the last game out due to a personal issue. Should be back tonight. Should be doing just fine. So I don't really have a problem going with him again. Obviously, the multiplier is just a little bit lower than it had been. Josh Giddey at 1.4. He's been doing very well. He's a guy that gets assists. He gets rebounds, scores a little bit of points. So he's a pretty safe guy as well. But his upside is definitely there on any given night. Spencer Dinwiddie, I know the last time he was just kind of but Bradley Beal's still out, so 1.4 multiplier, definitely somebody to look at once again tonight. RJ Barrett at 1.55, Alex Burks at 1.65. Obviously, these two Knicks guards that are actually been playing pretty well, playing pretty big minutes, so definitely in play once again tonight. And then let's just see my list real quick too. So I threw Darius Garland in, who was a 1.25. Obviously, Rajon Rondo's out tonight, so that does help him out a little bit as well. And then let's see, Kobe White at 1.65. So obviously there's no Lonzo Ball, there's no Zach LaVine. So Kobe White will be in the starting lineup and being that starting point guard tonight. Probably have to play pretty big minutes as well.
So Francisco says, hitting the bet so far. Been lucky. I really want to play this. Looks great here. Here we don't have any daily fantasy bets. He's in Mexico. So, but hitting my parlays and scoring bets right now. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it, Francisco, is it's supposed to be there hopefully this year. I mean, that the talks is that they're moving to Mexico next for a SuperDraft.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the next thing after that, dude, is Europe. Yeah. So like I said,
worldwide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you getting in now, coach. Getting in now and yep. Now, say if you have somebody now it's your team becomes universal, that should be dope, right? Yeah.
Especially get the early start overseas somewhere.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into some of these forwards.
Yep. So we got Kevin Durant. He's a 1 multiplier. It's Kevin Durant. He can go out pretty much. It's the same thing as James Harden. He can go out any given night, have 60+ points, and be in play. LeBron James fits in that category too as well. He wasn't on the initial one, but he's definitely there at the 1 multiplier too. Julius Randle, though, tonight is somebody I'm probably going to play because, he's a 1.15x. He's an average play. He's a decent play to start off with, but he's playing the Atlanta Hawks tonight, and he owns the Hawks throughout his career. I can't even explain why it is. There's no logic behind it, but he just always plays well against the Atlanta Hawks. It's it doesn't even make sense. It just happens, but that's a whole nother story for a different day. Jason Tatum, 1.15, Jaylen Brown, 1.2. We know the story with these two guys. You probably want to play one of them in one lineup, one in the other lineup. Hope you get the right one on any given night. Brandon Ingram, he's pretty safe at 1.2 once again. We've seen the upside there lately. We've seen him shoot the ball a little bit better, so he's definitely not somebody I'm afraid of playing tonight once again. Kyle Kuzma at 1.35. No Bradley Beal once again. Has that upside. Multiplier still sticking at 1.35, but even if he gets 40 points, he's helping your lineup out tonight. Then Franz Wagner, ever since that ankle injury, he had those 3 down games, been scoring the ball well once again. Jalen Suggs returning to the lineup didn't really affect him too much. We'll see if Suggs ends up starting tonight. Maybe that'll change things just a little bit, but at 1.6, you can still go there. It's definitely not anything that I would be avoiding, at least.
Any other ones? Do you have any extra?
No, the only one that wasn't on there was LeBron James that I talked about already.
LeBron James. All right, let's get into some of the centers here.
Yep. So center, it's an interesting position today. So you got Joel Embiid, who's questionable. We'll see if he plays or not. You got Nikola Jokic, who's Nikola Jokic, so he's obviously great. Nikolai Vucevic looks pretty good tonight just because, there's no Zach LaVine, there's no Lonzo Ball, and he's a pretty good passing big man too, so maybe they run the offense a little bit more through him and DeRozan, obviously. So that could get him a couple extra assists here and there potentially. Joseph Nurkic, he's still at 1.25. He's been a guy that's been pretty consistent. He had last 2 games a little bit down, but if he can get back up there once again, he should be pretty good. Jakob Poeltl was on the initial one, but now his back's acted up, so he's doubtful to play. So like I mentioned when I was going through the injuries, Drew Eubanks, Jock Landale, whoever ends up starting at 2x multiplier, they could be in play as a dart throw, but it's just kind of hard to say if they actually do anything or not, honestly. They look better on other sites where there is a little bit more salary based, though. And then Andre Drummond's the other one I got, just 1.65 if Joel Embiid does not end up starting. He looks pretty good.
All right. So let's get into some dart throw darlings. Let's see what we got here. So the dart throw darlings are the guys that are, 1.7 times multipliers and, up. And it's usually what I think two is the highest.
Yeah. So 1.7 and up. So let me just get up to my guards for my notes too, because there might be a couple extra there. I know there's a lot more extra forwards. So Devin Vassell on there at 1.75. Obviously he looks better if Derek White does not play tonight. Probably doesn't look as good now as he did earlier on in the day though, but he's definitely somebody that could be there. DeAndre Hunter, who, had a 30-point game in terms of DraftKings points last night, I know off the top of my head. So it probably, a little bit over 30. Then you got that 1.8 multiplier as same as last night. Could definitely be in play. They're got a lot of questionable players for the Hawks as well. So could see a little bit of an uptick in minutes as well. Then we got my boy Ben McLemore, 1.85. Anytime I get a chance to play Ben McLemore, I'll do it. And, Portland's still missing a whole bunch of guys at this point in time. I did add Furkan Korkmaz as well at 1.7 just because, Matisse Thybulle and Danny Green both out, so he's going to be in the starting lineup once again tonight. Or I should assume that he would be, unless something crazy. I don't know who else they would start at this point, but he should be all right. If Joel Embiid gets ruled out, he probably looks a little bit better as well. Then moving down to forwards, we got Maxi Kleber once again, 1.75. If he makes his threes, if he gets some blocks, he could definitely be up there. Corey Kispert, if he scores enough, he's going to be there, but that's kind of a big question mark. I do have Troy Brown that I added now with all the Bulls injuries. He's a 2x multiplier, not like the greatest fantasy point per minute producer in the world, but we did see, a couple games ago in some garbage time, he got some steals and some assists and stuff like that too. So if he's out there playing 30 minutes, and especially if the game ain't competitive, they still might have him out there just because they don't have that many bodies at this point in time. And then Thaddeus Young, who I kind of talked about with the Spurs injuries at center position, he's a 2x multiplier. We've seen him be a pretty good fantasy points per minute player in the past. If he ends up starting at center for the Spurs, he could be pretty interesting. Then let's see. So then centers, there's 3 there, but I got a whole bunch more now just because like everything that's happened throughout the day. So we got Dwight Powell. He's probably not somebody I'm even looking at this point in time, just because like some of these other options look a little bit better. You're just hoping on him playing more minutes and being pretty productive in those minutes. Then Mo Wagner, we obviously saw have a pretty good night last night. He took the minutes away from Robin Lopez. You can look at him and Robin Lopez if Mo Bamba gets ruled out, but that is the last game of the night too. So if you're kind of banking on that, it's kind of risky at this point in time. And unless we get some news that Mo Bamba is going to be in or out prior to that as well. Then let's see where I was at. Duran Sharp, he's a 2x multiplier, probably starting at center once again for the Brooklyn Nets. Has some upside if he plays enough minutes once again tonight. And then you got Drew Eubanks, Jack Landale, like I already talked about, both 2x multipliers starting potentially for the Spurs tonight. So whoever starts at center for the Spurs tonight could have some value at a 2x multiplier. And then I did throw Mitchell Robinson on there as well, just because he got that 1.75 multiplier. He's had 2 back-to-back nice games. So, could be a good little game for him once again today. He's been scoring the ball a little bit better than he usually does. So we'll see if he does anything more tonight, honestly.
I'm excited to actually get some of these lineups in because we can make some crazy ones that could probably go off tonight. So I might have to play a couple extra ones. And we have a lot of time too. Which is nice because it does suck when we kind of get into it, because you and I do definitely, when we start getting into some of these lineups, we talk through them, which is nice.
Yep. And I just want to the most important thing was just starting a little bit early today so we could get some of this injury news out there and we can kind of talk through and build lineups and everything too. Let's see. So the Bucks lineup, that's kind of that island game, is Grayson Allen, Wesley Matthews, Chris Middleton, and Giannis and Bobby Portis. So they went back to the same lineup, and George Hill's not starting. So if you're playing on that slate, that's what the starting lineup is.
Yeah, it sucks because I always like start. I like the Bobby Portis. I want to ride that train, man.
Yeah, that might have been a decent one tonight too against Toronto because they're kind of banged up at the center position.
All right, let's share this shit. Bam.
Portis. Yeah, so then, like I said before, we only had the one 7 o'clock Eastern time start game with the Portland Trailblazers and Washington Wizards. We obviously already have the Wizards lineup, so we're just kind of waiting on the Trailblazers one. You know, RotoWire has Tony Snell expected to start, but it should be Ben McLemore. He started the last like 2 or 3 games anyway, so I would expect it to be him. Snell hasn't been playing very big minutes, and he's not a very good player either. Like, he's an okay defender, but that's about it.
We play McLemore.
I mean, you can. I don't think he's not as good right now just because Anthony Simons is back.
Yeah, I have Simons in, so we're not playing him.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me make this bigger so I can see where you're at too.
So right now I got SGA, I got Simons. Those are my guards. I don't have one guard, and then I went with Ingram, Jimmy B, and then Kyle Kuzma. But I can remove Kuzma if we want to.
I mean,
we could throw in Garland.
I don't hate Kuzma there.
I mean, we can throw it. I mean, his multiplier keeps going down. I mean, up.
Yeah, but it's the same as it was the last slate too, so, and it wasn't really a problem on that slate. So he's fine just because he's he's going to get you about 40 points at 1.35, which is 54 points, pretty much base. And then if he goes off, he's still fine as well. I think the biggest thing here, like the guard position, is probably going to be the biggest one, just because there's so many guys that are in play at that guard position overall.
Mm-hmm.
Like DeJounte Murray's obviously safe. He's 1.1. He's been playing very well. So he might be a little more chalky than he normally is, but he's like a super safe guy. Like I'm not afraid of playing him. Then going back up there, obviously you got James Harden, the 1x multiplier. You got DeMar DeRozan that looks pretty good. He's 1.25. You can play him at both guard and forward. Let's see. You got, if you want to take a shot with Kobe White at 1.65, that's there. Alex Burks, he's been playing big minutes. He's been playing reasonably well as well at 1.65. RJ Barrett. There's a lot of good. You look at DeMar DeRozan and it doesn't look that good, but you have to remember there's no Lonzo Ball and no Zach LaVine tonight. So
what about Schroeder? I mean, Schroeder is good too.
Yeah,
he had a bad night, but
I throw him in like one of the $1 lineups maybe, just because like he had the worst game of his career last night. So I don't think a lot of people are going to be on him, but like I wouldn't want to put a lot of money on that one. So I probably just throw him in like one of the $1 lineups probably with like some safer guys, because then you have like the upside of him if he does go off.
Let's see. RJ Barrett. I mean, he's just been so consistent.
Yeah. So yeah, he's
with 1.55.
He's playing.
Man, if he can hit 40 points at 1.55, I'm happy with that.
The thing is, he's been playing like massive minutes. So as long as that game stays competitive, which who knows with the Hawks if it stays competitive or not, but
does it make it more competitive since they're at somebody else's? I mean, since they're the away team, does that make it? No, not at all.
It really doesn't matter that much in NBA, honestly.
It does if you play at the Gopher Stadium in the NCAA.
Yeah,
because you're up on.
I mean, like college is way different though. Like,
no, I'm just talking about that platform they got. Because you're
where it's like sinks down or whatever.
You're like 3 feet off the ground on a platform.
And then the benches are like sunken down, right?
Yeah, so it's crazy. Like you're up on this thing.
Yeah, but
dangerous.
It's like going into Kansas. You don't want to go into Kansas. Nobody wins there.
Do they have that crazy like floor? Who has the crazy floor?
No.
Who has the or who has the like Forest and shit on there? Is that I can see that being like Oregon.
I don't know.
Because Oregon always has crazy shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously it's Boise State for football. They got the bluegrass, but
yeah, that's crazy. That's super.
Let's see where we're at
their
here.
jerseys just match. Their jerseys just blend in with it.
Yep. So you got this lineup. So Murray, Simons, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Brandon Ingram, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Kuzma, Nikola Vucevic. I think you're fine going with that one if you want to go to another lineup as well.
All right. We'll set this one. Thanks, SuperDraft, for letting me know. And I've been having a lot of fun playing this shit. Even with some of the lineups not hitting, it's just been fun.
Yep. So like the biggest thing is we're just kind of waiting for some of this news now. Like we got some of it already, but
it's good. I mean, this is fine. Like I'm enjoying setting lineups. And whoever's in here, I mean, there's only a couple of you guys, but and then I figured it would be like this anyways because of football. But yeah, if you guys want to talk, if you guys want to make any suggestions, I'm more than willing. Obviously, I'm more than willing to put my money where your mouth is. So. You want to join in and tell me who you guys want me to start? I'm more than willing to do that.
Yeah. So let's see. So he only ended up with 54 points last night with the triple double, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that's what I calculated. But it's just like, God, you need something out, like because I was off of him last night just because he tweaked his back the night before.
Yeah.
So like he was fine, but it's just like you get a triple double and you only get 54. Like that's so disappointing. Like especially like on a slate like tonight where there's just so many viable options. You're just like, it's really hard to play Luka.
We played John, right?
What? Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Got to play him tonight. Don't look at anything else. Like you don't have to look at anything.
No, I trust you. I mean,
it's the Hawks. Like Julius Randle against the Hawks in his career is just stupid. Like it doesn't even make sense, but it's crazy. Now watch this be like the one time he plays bad against the Hawks.
It happens.
But I mean, like, I don't even know what the numbers are against the Hawks, but it's like insane. And the best part too is like if you're playing on FanDuel or DraftKings, like his price is actually reduced down like quite a bit compared to what it normally is. So it's like if you play him on there, you still have decent money. And like the multiplier here is 1.15. It's not bad by any means.
Who's playing for Oklahoma City today?
What do you mean?
Oklahoma City?
I mean, same guys that always play. But we don't have we don't have the starters yet, but
there's nobody out.
Nah, it's just Kenrich Williams, who's a bench player. So they should start the same lineup as they normally start with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, and Jerome Robinson-Earl. They might put Aaron Wiggins on the bench tonight and start Derek Favors alongside Robinson-Earl just because Cleveland plays big. And Oklahoma City has done that at times this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go with like 2 center lineup.
RJ Barrett, we're playing him.
David's up in here saying something about his golf play. Well, my golf play this week was like a double bogey. Where the hell is that ball going? So, David, you hit it out of bounds, apparently, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I had 2 guys miss the cost.
Check my lineup, but it's out. Who's in first? I haven't even been watching golf. I've not been paying attention. I've been really busy.
I haven't checked today, but after yesterday, Russell Henley was 15 under, and he was one of the guys I talked about that was in my list too. And he's one of the guys that didn't end up playing. I was like, and then I thought I played him on DraftKings too, and then I played.
Yeah, but no, he just decided to not play anymore, or what?
I don't know. Let's see. So we have some more injury updates. So we have Danilo Gallinari is going to play tonight for the Atlanta Hawks. Bogdan Bogdanović is not playing tonight for the Hawks, so Kevin Huerter's probably back in that starting lineup. Clint Capella's out, which was expected since he was doubtful. James Johnson is out tonight with an illness for the Nets, which just means there's a couple other minutes, maybe for like a Paul Millsap or somebody who actually played pretty well last time out in garbage time, but So that's pretty much what's happening injuries wise. But at least we got those now. Like the Hawks ones were pretty big. Like if both those guys got ruled out, Kevin Huerter would look pretty good. I mean, Kevin Huerter still looks good now. He's like 1.652, I think. Multiplier and SuperDraft. Like, I'm not saying like we have to play him or anything, but he's not a bad play by any means.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I really enjoy listening to you talk about this stuff because I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of this, it just comes down to minutes and who plays. Like,
what's crazy too is like the multiplier really comes into effect. Like you seeing guys that like only score like 26 fantasy points, all right, or like
well, that's 30, that's the beauty.
Lopez, like this first night, what did he score? Like 30. Like he came off off the bench, right? Well, I guess he was a starter, but he was like what? He's like the third stringer, right? You would consider him like the third string starter?
Robin Lopez.
Yeah,
essentially.
So like, and he comes off and he puts up like 36 fantasy points. Well, I mean, he was a 2 times multiplier.
Yep.
He ended up being like 70-something points, right?
Or Dennis Smith. Dennis Smith Jr. is essentially the 4th-string point guard for Portland, but because he's got a 2x multiplier, like he still gets you like 66 points or something. But like that's the beauty of SuperDraft. You can play the superstar in Luka Doncic, have him get a triple-double and only get 54 points. You can play Marvin Bagley, who gets 51 points before the multiplier. He's got 1.75 multiplier, and he's at like 88 points.
Yeah.
And he outscored Luka by 32. But like not all those high multiplier guys don't always pay off. And like a lot of times it's just like random guys going off on any given night, like Justin Holiday last night. Because most nights Justin Holiday is going to give you 20 to 22 points. A couple of weeks ago, he was getting you about 8 points. And then last night he gets you about 46 points before the multiplier.
I like this Anthony play.
Yeah. He's not like a guy that I'm like, he'd be in like, if I'm playing, let's say I'm playing 10 lineups, he'd probably be in like 2 or 3.
Oh, that means you don't like it that much.
So let's see. He's good, but like the multipier's not as good as it was.
1.35, man. If he's hitting 40 points, that's pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean,
so do we put DeRozan in here?
Yeah, I'd have some DeRozan for sure.
I mean, I feel like I'm liking Garland too.
I like Garland just because Rondo's not playing.
So, do we want to keep Ingram in here?
You can switch him out too, just because like forwards got decent guys, but it's not got like anybody I'm super crazy about. I mean, you got the Kevin Durant, you got the LeBron James of the world, and then kind of some of the other guys.
Shit. You know what? Yeah, let's throw in some LeBron.
LeBron's always chalky. He's always like 53% or more on SuperDraft too. So if he has so that's the thing with LeBron James. If he has a good game, you're already above half the people just by playing LeBron.
I need somebody in the 8:30 game. So we need to have some guys in the 8:30 game. I can't be losing at the end. I hate that.
So you want to play the Magic players for the last game of the night? I mean, you could put Franz in.
We don't want to put Luka in.
You could put Franz in. 1.6.
I'll put him in.
That's your dude now.
I just like his name. It's beastly.
And I like apparently his, I don't know. I don't know how his brother got crappy teeth and he didn't.
He probably went to the dentist.
Yeah, something. Because like he's got normal teeth. And you ever look at Mo's teeth, they look like vampire teeth.
His name's Mo, so I mean.
Well, it's Moritz because he's German, but.
All right, so this one's a lot different than the other one. Do we want to keep Kuzma in here, or do we want to just completely?
I don't think we have to get like super different. I think Kuzma's fine there, unless you want to put like a Durant or a LeBron in there or something. The Thunder lineup did come out as well, so they are going with the double center lineup with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Jerome Robinson, Earl, and Derek Favors. So they're playing 2 bigs, which makes a lot of sense because Cleveland plays 2 bigs. Predicted the future.
LeBron's got to have. I mean, he has to have that game. He has to have a game.
But like he's been doing well. Like Russell Westbrook's been terrible lately.
I know, but like 53 points of that one multiplier ain't cutting it. Can Kuzma get over that? Yes.
Kuzma can definitely get over that, but it's the game when LeBron gets 73 again.
Yeah, but like
that happens more often than you think, though.
Does it?
Like, who are they playing again tonight? Let me see. I don't know. Westbrook's been terrible lately, though. They played Denver. They played Denver, so it's gonna be like LeBron versus Jokic.
You're right. It does happen more.
Like Westbrook's been like.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm wrong. I'll swallow that.
No, I was looking at Westbrook's stuff earlier today. I'm like, is he in play? And I was like looking at him like 37, 38, 32. I'm like, oh, he's been terrible.
All right, who do we play?
Westbrook's even worse though because he gets so many turnovers.
Who we play here at the center then?
I mean, if you go with LeBron, you could actually play Jokic because there's a little bit of correlation there. Because if LeBron's doing well, Jokic is probably doing well if it's a competitive game.
All right, let's do it.
You don't always have to do that way in basketball, but like when you have two superstars like that, sometimes that works out.
All right.
That lineup has a ton of upside for sure, though. Doesn't mean like it might go wrong, but
yeah. Steven says he agrees Westbrook has been terrible. Said Nuggets. Yeah, we're playing against the Nuggets.
Yep.
All right, so read this lineup out.
So I got Darius Garland, DeMar DeRozan, RJ Barrett, Franz Wagner, Julius Randle, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. So that's a lineup that has a ton of upside.
For sure it does, especially I think I might play this one on a 3x multiplier too. I mean, I might play this on if there's any $3 ones, I might just like because this one seems like one that could just go bananas. We'll see if there's one left. Hit the lobby. Hit the lobby. Hey, and if you guys haven't gotten signed up on SuperDraft yet,
what are you doing? Where you been?
Here it is. Get signed up. Get on SuperDraft for sure. And then come hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, JC Money Design.
And if you get signed up today, you get the NFL tomorrow too. So if you're in NFL alongside NBA, I'm assuming you're in NBA if you're watching us at least. So
let's see here.
I always do that like in my videos. I'm like, I assume you're interested in this topic that I'm talking about since you're already watching it.
Tonight. We're gonna get you a website tonight.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to put your shit up because I want you to get people signed up.
Yeah.
I got people signed up.
Then we both do well.
I want you to be successful. Because you are one of the smartest people I know in the basketball industry. So,
so
I want you to do well.
I'm trying to. So I know you're messing with that, trying to find a contest. I'm gonna refresh this page, see if there's any more injuries, updates, or anything like that. Oh, I got a couple notifications on Twitter. Povashevsky is out tonight for the Thunder. He's coming off the bench, probably playing 16 minutes. So his 16 minutes just to go to some other random guy on the bench, probably. Don't really care about him.
We got a $4 one.
Let's see what else we got here. Is there any more? I gotta get back here. We'll do that.
All right, we'll throw this in the $4 one.
Yeah, so just Povashevsky there. I'm gonna refresh the RotoWire page, see if there's any more injury updates on their end. Some days I just feel like Adam Schefter. I gotta look at 3 places. Maybe I just need a second phone. Just one for NBA DFS.
Yeah, I mean, it would. It's not a bad idea.
Let's see. So, so we know Bogdanovich. We know Bogdanovich is out.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, Steven. Yeah, the app is called SuperDraft. What you need to do is you need to go sign up on this site because then you can get in. You want to get on the subscription shit because you're going to be playing in some of these other games that are way more fun. Way more fun.
And
we talk about all the cash games and stuff, and the cash and the guaranteed games, like the stuff that's on the paid side. but you want to get on the subscription side. That's what we're on, and you can also play on the extra stuff. I have not put any money at all extra into like playing on the paid side at all. Everything I've won is from the subscription, and then I use that money and I play that shit. That's what's been awesome about this. You pay a monthly subscription and you get free game. So depending on your subscription, there's a basic, there's a premium, and then there's an elite package. And we play on the elite package because we get 3 games and you can win a ton of money. And my man Craig here has won a shit ton of money in the last month or two. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So what you need to do is go to this. Go here, sdcoachjc.com. Get signed up, and then if you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. If you have Twitter or Instagram at JC Money Design, hit me up, and I'll walk you through everything you need to, and then we'll get you playing, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yep. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah, download it. Then make sure you go get signed up, because then I can send you extra free games and stuff like that. Like we had a free game today to play. That's for the whole weekend, which was awesome. And you had to be on the subscription to get those free games. Like some of these random coaches will just come out and they'll just like they'll feel generous, and they'll put their own money out there, and they'll just like invite everyone that they know to these games. So get signed up under my website I got there, and then we'll hook you up, man. We'll take care of you.
So there is no more injury updates at this point in time, at least. Povashevsky is the most recent one, and he doesn't matter for DFS slate. Not saying he doesn't matter as a person. He's a weird guy too. Like really like 7 foot like forward.
There's 2. Let's see how many I got here. 2. All right, let's edit one more. Let's do one more lineup.
Yep, and we got time now too. I was expecting a little bit more stuff to happen injury-wise, but
maybe we'll do this more on the weekends where we'll just come on a little bit earlier so we can just like get into detail about setting a lineup.
Yeah, and this is actually, a 9-game slate on Saturday is kind of big too.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for coming on for a little bit earlier.
Yep. And
we'll just make it a thing where
we have two games that start at 7:30, but it's just that one that starts at 7. So we should have the Trailblazers. So the Trailblazers expected starting lineup change to Simons, McLemore, Little, Covington, Nurkic is what I expected anyways. I don't know why they had Tony Snell there at the beginning of the day, but I will assume that will be the lineup, especially if they already changed it.
Hey Steven, do you have Twitter or Instagram? Let me know, and then go add me, and then send me a message, and then I'll get you taken care of, brother. I'll get you taken care of. If you want to get signed up, you know what? I'll do is I'll pay for your first month. For your first month, if you get on the basic one, I'll pay for your first month, and if you get on the premium one or the elite one, I'll give you I'll put $25 towards that, and then you have to pay for the rest. And what you do is you'll go get signed up. What you do is you go get signed up. And then you take a picture of what you getting signed up, and then you send me your Venmo, and I'll shoot you the money. That's how it is. That's how we do it. That's how we've been doing it. Take care of my people. All right, what's up, brother? Let's talk some more basketball. Let's get into another lineup. What you got for me?
So let's see. Let me get my notes up again. Trying to think of what we want to do. You want to put one? You want to put one with Andre Drummond at center in case Embiid don't play? 1.65.
We can always.
You can always change them if we get the Embiid news later. Just gotta be on top of it.
Center.
But I mean, we'll have that news.
Drummond. Pum.
1.65. Andre Drummond.
Okay, got him in there.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to think of like who else we could play that would be a little bit different. God, what time does that Spurs game start? I'm like, what if we make a crazy one with Thaddeus Young in there? But
I mean, I don't care. I'm always. We have one more to get crazy
no,
with. I'm
I
always
got
crazy with one.
Let's see. Spurs starts at 8:30. What if we put Kobe White at guard? 1.65.
Let's see.
Yeah. Probably should just had you clear
Who
this.
do we want to take out? Should we just clear this one, or do you want to leave anybody in here?
Yeah, if you want to clear it, and then we'll just put Drummond in and then start over fresh.
I'll just clear it. Do you want to keep Randall in there?
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right.
So guard. Let's play Kobe White. Yeah, you clicked the right one at least. Derek, I guess
I may be tired, but I can read.
I can read C and D. Let's see. What if we put Murray with him? Because I think Murray's like super safe.
Okay.
So I think if we got White and we got Drummond, they're like high upside plays. They're a little risky, but they're not like super risky if they, obviously if Embiid's out. So maybe you get a little bit safer, but God, I'm trying to think of what to do at guard. Just there's too many guards tonight. I feel like that's often the case though too. What if we just so we got Kuzma in a decent amount of lineups, so let's put Spencer Dinwiddie in this one at 1.4. Because if he has the better game, then I don't think not a lot of people are gonna be on Dinwiddie, I don't think.
Whoops, I didn't mean to send it on everything. Oh well. Go send me a message. I'll talk to you.
So yeah, I would look at Spencer Dinwiddie 1.4 at guard.
Oh, Dinwiddie, we're gonna fire him up again?
Yeah, we'll play this lineup without Kuzma, and then we'll just have Dinwiddie. I mean, in theory, you could play both, but like Dinwiddie just sucked on the second game of the back-to-back, but he sat out the back-to-back like all year, so like he might have been tired. He might have had tired legs. The dude had an ACL surgery last year. Forwards. Who do we want to have forward? We don't have a Kevin Durant, do we yet?
No, we haven't played Kevin Durant at all.
Yeah, put Kevin Durant in one of them. Kevin Durant. I mean, it's Kevin Durant. He's fairly safe. Celtics play the Bulls. God, this feels like it should be such a Jaylen Brown night too. But he was so bad last night.
He was really bad.
But it's the Bulls. Like the Bulls don't have anybody. But if the game gets blown out, then it sucks too. That's hard. I think you put Brandon Ingram in this one though. And then we figure out the last spot from there.
Let's see here.
Brandon Ingram, 1.2. And then we just got to figure out the last spot. So you already had Jimmy Butler in one of the other lines, right?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Buckets.
So do you go safe? Do we go safe and play a Julius Randle?
Yeah, like I said, we could put him in there.
Yeah, it's just do you want to play Randall? Like you want to play Randall? You want to play Randall, Tatum, or Brown here, or like we could even put LeBron in this lineup, and then you have LeBron and Kevin Durant.
I mean, I feel like how is this not safe?
If they blow out, if he doesn't play 40 minutes again, like look at the minutes he's been playing.
The multiplier is just so tempting. We might have to play one. We might have to play one more.
Let's
see.
Right.
What would you want to put in here?
DeAndre Hunter. I'm just thinking in my head because DeAndre Hunter is he's a above average defender, even though defense doesn't matter that much in the NBA. Is he going to guard Reddish? Probably.
Steven says he likes Kobe White.
Yeah, we got Kobe White up there at the top.
Yeah, we got him in the top.
Which means I have him as a core play on like every site tonight, or on FanDuel and DraftKings. So he's either going to do really well or really poorly. So It's just so hard to not play Randall against the Hawks. So like but I like the idea of putting LeBron and Kevin Durant together.
LeBron,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah. I like that too.
So this was Julius Randle's games against the Hawks last year. He averaged 37 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Yeah, I like this. This is gonna be a good one. So Steven, if you're looking for a promo code, so they don't do promo codes on SuperDraft Pro. You have to get signed up. So like I said, go hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. I mean, I see you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, what you need to do is if you see that banner down there, you need to go get subbed up to my YouTube page, and you need to go get signed up to Craig's YouTube page. So mine's JC Money Design, and Coach Craig Sports is Craig's. So get signed up and get on here. It's nicer to have you on YouTube.
Yeah, so even if you take the stats that he's averaged his entire career against Atlanta, he's still averaging 23 points a game, 10 rebounds, like 4 assists, steal, and like half a block. But that includes the times when Julius Randle wasn't as good.
I like this lineup, man. I think we're gonna have to do one more. I mean, we got time.
Yeah, if you got another one to do, we got another.
If there's any dollar ones left, we'll do it. I mean, there was a bunch. I mean, we'll see.
Let me see if there's any more news yet. I'm gonna check real quick. Is there any more injury news? So Pelicans starters Devontae Graham, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, and Jonas Valanciunas. So the same 5 guys they typically start. So far, most things have been pretty predictable, or what we expected, except the couple except all the injuries that came up today. But we don't have those games yet. Let's see. Hart, Ingram, Jones, and Valanciunas. Okay.
Details. Contest details. This one isn't really worth much, but screw it.
What is it? No, that one's fine. If you just want to do a dollar one, that's fine.
Yeah, it's a dollar one.
I won a bunch of those in the preseason, the dollar ones for that you win.
Really?
Yeah, like you win you don't win a lot of money, but it's like $50. But like the preseason is it's not hard like in the preseason because you just play all the 2x guys that the team's playing all their third string guys on, because even though they suck, they're gonna play 30. You just got to pay attention to if you get the news of who's going to actually play 30 minutes for the team, because nobody good in the preseason plays big minutes. They play 16 minutes. So you just play all the garbage guys. There was one slate in the preseason where I just played all the Memphis third stringers, and I got first place just because they were all 2x. Right, and they were all supposed to play 30 to 33 minutes because nobody real was going to play.
5 minutes. Let's get this last lineup set.
So let's see. Who do we have that we really haven't played yet? We haven't played an Alec Burks at all yet. 1.65. We haven't played Josh Giddey at all. I don't think we played a Ben McLemore. Just saying, we got to play one Ben McLemore. Rule 16 says Ben McLemore gets played in at least one lineup. So he's 1.85 for McLemore. This one's going to be a random lineup because we're just playing all these guys we haven't played yet.
Whatever. It's fun.
Yep. Let's see. We didn't play either of the Celtics forwards yet. If you want to take a chance on one of them. It just feels like it should be a Jaylen Brown game.
All right, I trust you. Let's do it.
Doesn't mean it should. It doesn't mean it's going to be, but it feels like it should against the Bulls. Tatum's going to go up. It's Tatum versus DeRozan. So, I don't know. What were you saying about Tatum?
I was wondering. I can't believe his multiplier still 1-2 after last night's performance.
No, they don't change those two guys at all.
Should have went up at least 0.05.
Yeah. Do we want to make this the craziest Thaddeus Young lineup?
I mean, whatever you want to do. I said we can get crazy with it.
Forward Thaddeus Young is 2, so just put Young in and you'll find him. He's the only forward that's last name is Young. There you go. Because even if he doesn't start, if he plays 26 minutes, he can get 30 points at 2x and get to 60. Like, doesn't mean it's going to happen, but
so what do you want to do here?
Probably happens 20% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I mean, we've had. I mean, fuck, Lopez went off for 70 points.
Let's see. You can put Lopez in this lineup again too, but the Hawks, it just sucks because the Magic game is the last game of the night, so we have no idea if Bamba's playing or not. Like the fact that he hasn't been ruled out yet, I would assume that he's playing.
Is there somebody we can switch him out for?
Probably not. Let's see. Because that's the last game of the night. So no. Because the game's at 9:30 time, so 8:30 our time. It's the last game of the night, and the Lakers and the Nuggets game goes off before that. Like if the Lakers and Nuggets were at the same time, you could just switch to Jokic and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But since it's the Magic and the Mavericks, you'd have to switch. You either have to switch to Mo Bamba if he plays, or Dwight Powell, pretty much. Which I'm not excited about doing.
Who do you want at center?
Center. Do we have a Vucevic line yet or not?
Nope.
I think we have one.
Oh yeah, we do. It's for Chicago.
I mean, I don't have a problem playing him again though. 1.15. And then forward, you probably, I don't know, you play somebody safe, right? So you play Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Julius Randle, or Brandon Ingram. One of those 4. Who do the Pelicans play tonight? This is the only thing I don't remember. It's like who these teams actually play.
Pelicans play the
Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
They're probably going to need Ingram to score some points in that game.
So Ingram?
Yeah, we'll go with him. We got enough Julius Randle everywhere else anyway. So then it's like KD or LeBron. We got 2 LeBron lineups, 1 Kevin Durant lineup. I like Brandon Ingram there. That's an interesting one, though.
Yeah, let's get crazy with it.
It's either that's the lineup that gets first place or gets like second to last place.
You read that lineup out?
Yeah, so this is a kind of a higher risk lineup. Probably not one that you want to spend in like a big money tournament, but Alec Burks at 1.65, Josh Giddey at 1.4, Ben McLemore at 1.85. Jaylen Brown at 1.2, Thaddeus Young at 2x multiplier, and then Brandon Ingram at 1.2 and Nikolai Vucevic at 1.15. I see Anthony was up in here too, but let's see. So focus on NFL work today. I just got a couple single games tonight. That's okay. I think I'm gonna have to mess around with some of these like single games on SuperDraft, with the Co-6 and stuff like that. Because I keep doing like I do pretty decent in those for like the pro ones. So, and I don't think there's like a lot of people playing them or like a lot of people that are super knowledgeable about it. So it could be like a little niche to make like some money.
There we go. I'm in the money in golf.
Woo!
Let's
How many guys you got to make the cut? How many of your guys made the cut?
Let's see. Shit, looks like everybody. I hope so.
Besides,
hold on. That's
Jones didn't. Jones didn't make the cut, but you had 5. You had 5 through. So yeah.
Yeah, Jones was a bum. He was my last minute switch off of, so I can't remember who I switched off of.
But the thing is, like, he makes like 92%. Like he makes like so he probably made like 15 out of the last 17 cuts. And then him and Sanjay, I think I played Sanjay too. Sanjay's made like 15 or 16 straight cuts and he missed this cut.
Yeah.
Like, so even the guys that seem
I was like, you need to start at least one of these 3 Asian guys because they're really good. I was like, Sanjay, or you need to start Matsuyama. I was like,
Matsuyama started strong, but I think he kind of fell apart.
Well, now it's doing good.
Here, I'll bring up ESPN and we'll look at what the golf score looks like now. See if Russell Henley's still in first place when I didn't play him. God. That kills me because he was on my list. I kind of talked about him. I'm like, well, if his knee's right, apparently his knee's all right.
Fuck.
Well, I mean, like his knee bugged him last year, but he had a couple of decent tournaments after that. Let's see. Will you load already, Paige?
Raiders do suck. Anthony.
What's the score?
I don't know. They fucking.
I'm on ESPN, but nothing's loading, so
I can look it up.
I tell you the score if it loaded. Yeah, this is terrible right now. Like nothing's doing anything. So the Blazers lineup was confirmed 11 seconds ago, which was 2 minutes after that game locked of Simons, Ben McLemore, Nazir Little, Covington, and Nurkic. So Rudy Gay is expected to play tomorrow. Rudy Gobert is expected to play tomorrow. And Will Barton's expected to play tonight. Derek White's in tonight. That's one that kind of matters at least. Like he's not that he actually plays, but it means we talked about like Devin Vassell earlier. Probably want to play Devin Vassell now that Derek White's in.
And we got Julius Randle on them. Damn, dude, there's such an echo.
What?
Ugh. We got Julius Randle on a ton of fucking matchups, so.
Well, he's playing the Hawks.
Yeah.
If he does what he normally does against the Hawks, that's a good thing.
Played him there.
I wonder how many people. I wonder what his ownership's actually going to come in at, though. Just because
let's see.
Yeah, the game doesn't start for a while, I think. But it would just be interesting to see, like, if people like. It's kind of it's a narrative, but it's not really a narrative when it's like you know what I mean?
What was that?
It's like just this one. It's like saying T.Y. Hilton always does good against the Texans because he does. I mean, he flopped one year, but
this one right here.
So Kyle Kuzma, he came in at 54% ownership.
Woo.
And
Kuz.
Yep. I mean, people are still playing him. Like, there's no when there's no Bradley Beal, you just play Kuzma and Dinwiddie, like, pretty much. And Kuzma's been so good for so long now.
We're gonna leave Ingram in. I mean, or are we just put Rand? I mean, this is Ingram's got 1.2. I mean, we'll just leave it. What?
Let's see. Ooh. Where are you at now? What are you doing now?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, lock already started, or like it's already at lock. Like you cleared out your whole lineup, and I'm like,
No, this one said I had 2 of them for this one, and that was our crazy one. I'm like, I'm not gonna have the 2 crazy ones.
2 of the crazy one. Yeah. You want to make like one super chalky then, or something, or not like super chalky, but like super safe. Let's put it that way.
We can still, edit this.
Yeah, just not Macklemore.
Yeah, I mean Macklemore's fine. I'm cool with him playing.
That's my boy.
He is your boy, and he actually hit the other night when you called him out. You're like, let's fire him up, and he's like, all right.
He would have hit the first night too if fucking Jonathan Phillips wasn't a dick.
It's like, yeah, thank you for showing up.
And then the second game he started, he went off because he only played like 12 minutes in the first half. Like they're splitting him and Ellaby's minutes, and then Macklemore scored like 10 points in the third quarter, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta keep him in now. Yeah, you probably want to keep your guy that can actually score on the NBA court in the game, because most of the other guys on the team cannot score.
So you guys, if you want to help us, we can fix this. I mean,
yeah. So did you see did you already talk about the Anthony comments there that came up?
Yeah.
He put Lopez and Randall there.
Yeah, he was talking about what we should start.
Yeah, that's just the sucky part about Lopez, because if Bamba plays, you don't have anybody to switch to. Like, you have to switch to Mo Bamba, essentially. And then you're switching to Mo Bamba, who has a bad toe.
Yeah, that's not good.
And it's not like, if Lopez was 2x, then maybe it'd be worth it, but it's like at 1.8. I guess you could always switch to, I don't know.
I'm gonna go Garland.
I like Garland.
I like Garland too.
Garland's one of my favorite players. Like, he's one of my favorite guys to play in DFS.
He seems really consistent.
For the most part. Well, he had a couple bad games when when Rondo first joined the team, because they were playing both the guys together.
And now they're not. Switch them out.
Well, no, Rondo's got his hamstring, so
right.
He's not playing. You want to throw Trae Young randomly in this lineup?
I mean, we can. I mean, I might be fine playing Harden here.
Yeah. Do you have Harden? Did we play Harden at all in anything else?
No, we didn't.
Or maybe it was just one. I don't know. Play Harden. I'm fine with it. You don't have to ask me twice to play Harden.
We've already played Garland. You haven't played Trae Young. If you want to do that, I'm cool with
that. I mean, it's up to you.
I mean, I like Garland.
I'm not a big Trae Young guy, but it's just like, if he has that random 70-point game, but he's been really bad lately.
We want to stack, Harden. No, I don't want
to. Harden and Durant?
No,
probably not. I mean, if you do that, then you have to have Pelicans, because that game's like, then you have to play Brandon Ingram.
We can throw Julius Randle in this one for Anthony.
Yeah, we'll put him in. Where's Antonio at? He's the Knicks fan.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all probably watching football right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. The score is.
Did the thing ever load on my page? 23-16. Bengals are winning.
They scored a field goal. Raiders must score a field goal.
And then let's see if golf will load for me ever. All right, took me 20 minutes to load the football score.
Just slow today, maybe.
So Russell Henley's still in first place. He's 15 under, and he's on the second hole today. Russell Knox, who I did play on, SuperDraft? No, I played on DraftKings. He's 12 under. So if your name was Russell, you're probably doing pretty good. Kevin Kinsler's 12 under. Hot Tongue Lee, whoever he is 12 under.
Dang,
dude, heard of that guy before.
Fuck.
But
I mean, I heard. I mean, when I was listening to some of these podcasts, people talking, they were just like, he might have be a guy to play. Like,
it looks like he's from like Japan or China. I can't tell by the flag. No, China's got the big. No, I don't know where the hell he's from.
China's got the sickle and it's red into the star.
Yeah, that's what I think it's China.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you think it's like Russia, but it's not. It's China.
Kokrak's 11 under. Matsuyama's 11 under. Patton Kizzire is 11 under. Stuart Sink's 11 under.
See, Kokrak I think he's the one I took out to put in fucking Matt Jones.
It makes no sense. Just, and like, if we did, and then last week we played Kokrak and you should have had Matt Jones. Like,
yeah,
just play both now. Like, then you're never wrong, I guess. But let's see. So Matt Kuchar's 11 under.
That's crazy too. So another good. How is Furyk doing?
I was just gonna say Billy Horschel and Kevin Na are both 10 under. Jim Furyk, where is he?
He must have dropped.
He is 4 under.
Yeah, he had a hell of a game. You know, he was at 8 under because he had that ace.
Yeah. So that was the first day. And then he shot 2 over the past 2 days.
Oh,
both days. He shot 72 both days. Yeah. Let's see. Who else is doing all right? There's a lot of low scores, though. I mean, Billy Horschel, Kevin Na are both 10 under.
I think Jimmy Butler will do like better than he did last night. Like,
Taylor Good. What is this? How many minutes? Can you click on him?
Yeah, I can.
That's what I want to see how many minutes he played last night. Because that'd be my concern. He doesn't like play super big minutes. So he played 32 in the first game back, but are they going to try to play him less on a back-to-back? Go back up again. Let's see. I need to make this bigger. So let's see. So 32 minutes, 7 for 13. He had 9 free throws. That's probably not going to happen again. He had 10 assists. That's probably not going to happen again either. But where's the rebounds at? He's probably have more than 3 rebounds, but
he didn't shoot any threes.
No, he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, honestly. He did when he was on the Sixers, though. That was like the only time in his career. Like when he was on the Timberwolves, like when he was on the Bulls and the Timberwolves, he shot like a couple a game, but like 76ers, he was like chucking up like 7 a game, it seemed like. I'm probably off on that number. I'm gonna have to look this up now. Just give me the basketball reference for Jimmy Butler.
Who else can we throw in here?
Come on. Who you have again so far? Randall. Do you want to take the Korkmaz dart throw on this one?
Who?
Furkan Korkmaz dart throw. 1.7. So I was wrong. He took less threes with the 76ers. He took 3 a game. I guess technically with Miami, no.
This dude right here.
Miami. So since Jimmy Butler's been in Miami, he's averaged 2 3-pointer attempts per game.
You're gonna have to talk me into this guy.
Korkmaz. Thibault and Danny Green aren't playing tonight, so he has to play 30 minutes. And if he's a dart throw. If he shoots the ball and it goes in the hoop, he'll do well. And if Embiid, like he's another guy, if Embiid's out, he looks better because somebody's got to take shots. Or you could just put you could put Tobias Harris in and just hope he does well and Embiid's out. That's something you could do too.
Who was that?
Thaddeus Young at 2. I would not play him like more than one lineup though. I mean, we've seen big games out of Korkmaz this year, but maybe just
what about Fournier? No, we off.
He's like Korkmaz without guaranteed minutes. He played 33 last. Like the thing is, if he plays well, he stays on the court. If he doesn't play well, then quickly plays. Like that's the hardest part with him.
Who are they playing tonight?
The Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, that was an easy game.
Yeah, but I mean, but it just depends if Fournier plays well. Like, it could be an easy game, and he could just be terrible too.
Where's Quickly at? What's he ranked?
He's only a guard.
Oh shit!
Because he's a guard. There you go. There you go. If you want to play one, I don't know if I feel like playing Robinson and Randall together though. I like Mitchell Robinson at 1.75 because he's had 2 blow-up games last 2 games. It's point chasey, but they don't have Capella tonight. But I don't really like playing Randall and Robinson together.
That's fine. We can take Randall out. We've got him already. We don't got Robinson. Let's do it.
Yeah, you can do that. But maybe you take Korkmaz out and then you play Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is 1.3. Some of these I shouldn't even know off the top of my head like that. Let's see. We got a couple starting lineups. Actually, we got a lot of starting lineups. So we got the Nets are starting James Harden, Patty Mills, Kessler Edwards, Kevin Durant, and Duron Sharp. Isaiah Hartenstein will play tonight for the Clippers, so do not touch any Clippers centers because you got 3 of them now. Ooh. And they'll all probably play like 16 minutes, so they'll all be useless.
It's like Joe Mixon's getting his foot worked on.
Who?
Joe Mixon.
Then we got the Hawks are starting Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Gorgie Jang. I almost want to say Zach Collins in my head. I'm like, that's not right, though. Clippers are starting Reggie Jackson, Amir Coffey, Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, and Zubac once again. And then the Knicks are starting Burks, Fournier, Barrett, Randall, and Robinson. So nothing like too surprising there for starting lineups at least.
Dude, I feel like Higgins hasn't done like anything tonight.
My buddy said "fuck Higgins" to me in a message, so I assume that's what that's for.
Yeah, he's done like nothing.
And he should have.
Yeah, I
Too.
have him like all my.
Okay. So you know what's stupid though? You know what's stupid? Casey Hayward's been shadowing all year, but then they had Hayward shadow Higgins and not Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
at least early in the game when I was watching.
Back in too.
But Hayward wasn't shadowing Chase. Like, it was weird. It didn't make sense.
All right. RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I'm just writing these lineups in, but if you got questions, just ask me.
I think we're gonna throw Barrett in there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have him like on a ton of lineups either. So who you got at forward now?
What do we think of it center? I mean, we could put Randall. We're not putting Randall in there. What?
Who do you have at forward again?
We have Barrett, we have Harris, and Robinson. So
Barrett, Harris, and Robinson.
We have 3 big multiplier guys on this, so we can play somebody safe here at center.
Yeah, you could just play like a Jokic or something. There's not many people safer than Jokic, especially when the Lakers don't want to play a real center. They're gonna have to play a real, like, who's gonna guard Jokic? Like, LeBron's not gonna do it. So it's gonna be Trevor Ariza and Stanley Johnson. Like, I don't think Dwight Howard plays tonight. His knee's bad. And I don't think you're going to dust off DeAndre Jordan. He was never a great defender to start with, and now he's even worse. Like, he was an okay defender. I take that back. Like,
should be a first down.
Let's see. Jackson. Coffee. Let's see. So you have that lineup set then? So you have all the lineup set now, right?
Yeah, I'm about to save it right now. You want to read it out?
Give me 1 second.
You
good? Or you can just go ahead and read it out if you want.
All right. So at guard, we went Garland. Then we went Harden. So those are like our safer plays. And then we went with Ben McLemore.
That's my boy.
Yeah, and 1.85 multiplier. So we got him.
Chauncey Billups, if you're listening, which I assume you're not listening since you're supposed to be coaching a game, play the dude 30 minutes. Just all you got to do. It's not that hard.
And then at forward, we got RJ Barrett. And then we went with Harris is like what you say, 1.35 multiplier.
1.3, I think.
It was 1.35.
Harris?
Yeah.
He's 1.35 now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. It's like a surprise nice.
So then we got Robinson as a big dart throw. But you said, looking at his projections on how he's been doing, I like.
Well, the last 2 games he did really well, but usually the blow up games for Mitchell Robinson is when he gets a lot of blocks. But lately he's actually been scoring points, getting putbacks and lobs and stuff like that. So if he does that once again, if he gets a couple, he could get some blocks on this Atlanta team, especially when they don't have Clint Capella. But it's just like, does he? Like, if they go small with John Collins at center, do Knicks just go small with Randall at center and then play that way? Like, it's a possibility, but like, we already have enough Randall that it doesn't matter, that you might as well have Mitchell Robinson in one lineup.
Yeah, I like it. And then we went Jokic at center. Save that bitch. So let's see what's going on for tomorrow here. So what do we like at quarterback tomorrow?
Oh, hold on real quick.
Cooper Rush or what?
Is he playing? Just kidding. Does Dak have COVID now or something?
Oh, my God.
So let's see. There's 3 games tomorrow, right? So there's 6 options.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo with the 1.45 versus Dallas. I think that could be a good play.
I kind of like Jalen Hurts the highest multiplier, or no? Tom Brady's got to be, right?
No. Yeah. Mahomes is going to be the highest. Mahomes and Brady. And I think
I like Mahomes. I like Jalen Hurts. I kind of like Dak Prescott. Jimmy's fine, like for the dart throw. Like I don't know.
I just feel like
Tom Brady, but
yeah.
there's no Fournette. Like Brady's got to do something, right? Like Brady has to throw.
Well, I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn, he's all right.
Ronald Jones is out too, so it's Keyshawn Vaughn and Le'Veon Bell and Kenyon Barner. So,
Keyshawn.
Texans interview Hines Ward for the head coaching job. Is he even doing like anything related to coaching?
I don't know. They need to hire Troy Polamalu because he's never not working.
He, you want to guess where Hines Ward is the wide receivers coach for?
Is it college?
Yes.
I couldn't even guess.
It's not a big college. It's not even a big college either. Nope. Yeah, it's a smaller school in Florida. That should narrow it down a little bit.
I don't know Tulane, or I don't know where Tulane is.
Tulane's like in Louisiana.
I knew it's so.
Tulane might be like in New Orleans. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's a small
outside New Orleans.
Their shit's a wave.
The answer is Florida Atlantic is where Hines Ward is the wide receivers coach at.
Well, I mean, where's the who's the head coach? Where's Prime the head coach of? It's a small school too.
Jackson State, but it's an HBCU. Yeah, it's a historically bad.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna go get one of the best DB recruits out of to ever come out. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go snag him.
Well, who else do you want to learn how to play cornerback from?
I agree 100%.
I mean, unless you're going to like Alabama, like it's like you go to Alabama or you learn from like one of the best cornerbacks of all time. Like, because Alabama just pumps out corners all day, anyways. But
so, what do we want to?
Not that they're all good. Not that they're all good, but they all get drafted highly.
Do we want to stack Darrell Williams with Mahomes? Do we want to stack Kelsey with Mahomes? I don't really know if I want to stack.
So when I'm looking at him, I'm not really on Tyreek Hill since he's banged up.
Nope. Yeah.
When I was talking last night on the NFL DFS show that we did, what's Pringle's multiplier at? I love me some Pringle. Pringle had 25.5 PPR points against
McKinnon.
Just go to show me the. Oh, fuck McKinnon.
Dude, he scored. We all said that last week, and he scores a touchdown.
I hate McKinnon. Okay.
Receiving touchdown. Is Lev Bell even a good play this week? Is it crazy to think that it might be an okay play?
What's his multiplier?
You got to
hold on. Let me bring this up so I can see.
I mean, McKinnon's a 1.55, and I think I trust that more than. I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn's a 1.65. I think I like that.
Play Keyshawn Vaughn. I'd rather play Keyshawn Vaughn. Where are these contests at? There we go. So,
well, I mean, even like
Boston. What's Boston Scott's multiplier at?
1.5.
Because like Sanders is playing.
Sanders' hand, man. All he has,
but he can't catch the ball. Like he literally can't catch the ball.
All it's gonna take is him to fumble it, and they're gonna take him out.
Yeah.
It's a
you like Elijah
game.
Mitchell at 1.1?
I love Elijah Mitchell. Don't even ask me about him. He's like a kryptonite.
Okay, so put him in. Put him in. What's wrong with Darrell?
I call him.
What's wrong with Double Darrell?
Nothing. I don't know what's wrong with him.
This is questionable with the toe injury. I don't want a toe injury on a running back. Maybe McKinnon's not that fucking bad anymore. God, I don't. Maybe you play Frank Gore's grandson.
No, he fucked us last week. That means you go to him.
Yeah, but if Double Darrell, play Keyshawn. If it's me, I'm probably gonna be boring. Just play Keyshawn Vaughn and Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah,
Austin Rivers is officially out if you're still listening from basketball, and Jakob Poeltl is out as well, which we already knew was going to happen since he was doubtful. Austin Rivers being out just means Bones Highland plays more minutes and is still irrelevant.
Hey, and shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Say that again.
So shout out to y'all. Anybody that's sticking around and listening to us just jibber jabber about whatever we got going on. Still talking about basketball lineups that are going in. Still talking about some injuries here and there, and then we're just getting into some other
Hold on.
stuff.
I'm going to refresh this page to make sure there's no more lineups that I didn't have already. So we got all the 4 for 7:30 games. Cleveland Cavaliers lineup is the same as it's been. Garland, Stevens, Markkanen, Mobley, Allen.
Oh my God, Zay Jones, dude. Zay Jones is actually doing good today. Like I didn't even think I was thinking about playing him, but Renfro really. I mean, I played Renfro obviously like a dummy. Zay Jones has been looking really good.
The biggest thing is like he's gotten open downfield, but like him and Carr like have been off. Like they haven't connected on some deep plays. Like sometimes it's on Carr, sometimes it's on Zay Jones. There's like a couple different times where Zay Jones turned the wrong way. He was really good in college.
Doesn't look like himself, dude.
What?
Waller does not look like himself.
He's hurt. Like he's playing hurt. That's pretty much everything there.
So we played Boston Scott.
Yeah, you can do it. I don't hate it. So let's see what you got so far.
It's just like you don't really have anything to pivot. I mean, I guess I don't know, man. You think I don't know?
What do you mean?
Sanders was out last week. Like
yeah,
you really take the risk.
But we don't know like how many touches Sanders is actually going to get either.
Dude, that hand, man, a broken hand, that really worries me.
Let's see. Let me look. I'm looking at wide receivers now. So Debo looks okay at 1. Tyreek Hill, I'm not touching. CeeDee Lamb 1.2. That's not bad. Deontay at 1.2 is not bad. I love Mike Evans. 1.2. I'm playing Mike Evans everywhere this week. I don't care.
If Elijah Mitchell is healthy, man, he's such a good play. He's so damn good, man.
He just gets touches.
Dude, I'm sorry, but fuck Trey Sermon. He is not good.
I already said that. I said that when people were trying to draft last year. I'm like, he was my RB 15 in last year's running back class.
He's not.
That's how bad I thought he was.
I mean,
turns out I was right.
This was the school he played at.
Guess what? He played at 2 big schools, Oklahoma and Ohio State, and he couldn't beat out Kenny Brooks. Then he got hurt, so then he transferred to Ohio State. He couldn't beat out Master Teague for 6 games, and then he finally did and had 2 big games and blew up, and then got overdrafted.
Oh yeah.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, he went on the 49ers. We got to take him in the rookie 110 now." I'm like, nope. Like if you're debating between Trey Sermon and Michael Carter, just take Michael Carter. It's like easy. But Michael Carter got drafted in the 4th round, and all these stats say running backs drafted in the 4th round have a lower rate of being successful than running backs drafted in the 3rd.
Do not blame your freaking wide receiver for that. You way overthrew him.
But like the biggest thing between Michael Carter and Trey Sermon, though, everybody's like, "Oh, well, Carter got drafted in the 4th round, Sermon got drafted in the 3rd round," and like if you're drafted 4th round or later, like you have less odds of being fantasy relevant, like long term. But it's like they got drafted like 16 picks apart. Like it's not that big a deal.
Vegas got to go for this.
But like I don't know. I just look at like when people say that too, like all like. But what about all the outliers that got drafted after the 4th round? That like you know what I mean? Like what about Aaron Jones? What about Austin Eckler? What about Chris Carson?
Who do you think is going to win? Do you think San Francisco is going to win tomorrow? Yeah, I know.
I hope so.
Yeah, I don't think Dallas is going to win.
I really hope the Eagles win too. But
yeah, me too.
Everybody calls me crazy for saying that though too.
I don't call you crazy. I've been spewing it all week.
It's just like it's not that bad of a matchup. They lost by 6 points the last time, and they don't have Leonard Fournette. They don't have AB. They don't have Chris Godwin. They have Mike Evans and Gronk, and that's it.
Like, I might play Cedric.
If they can just stop Gronk and Evans, they have a chance. But the lower scoring the game is, I think it's better for the Eagles. If the Eagles can actually run the ball against Tampa, which most teams can't. But like the thing is, Levante David's not 100%, even though he's coming back. JPP is not 100%. Shaq Barrett's playing on a partially torn ACL. Like, their big defensive players are just not healthy right now, besides like Vita Vea. And Devin White's not that good. Like, Devin White's great for IDP, but he's not a very good linebacker in real life.
Who the hell is number 1? Who's Jackson?
Oh, Deshaun Jackson.
Oh.
I like Amari Cooper at 1.25. God, Brandon Ayuk's 1.5.
I'm just used to him going fucking long, dude.
Yeah,
He just ran a little short, like a little crossover.
they've been doing that a couple times with him this year.
Slant.
So wait. So Brandon Ayuk's 1.5. Devonta Smith is 1.5 too. Like, I'm gonna be tempted to play a lot of these guys. Cedric Wilson 1.75 is not terrible either. Byron Pringle, my boy, is 1.8. I'm just gonna probably play like a bunch of high multiplier guys and Mike Evans at wide receiver. That's probably what I'm gonna do, honestly.
I like
not high multi.
So I like the Cedric play, and I might be on board with you with the Pringle play, and then just stack him and Mahomes, and then maybe Kelsey.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I like. That's the way I built my DraftKings lineups. Then I'm playing KC stacks with Mahomes, Pringle, and Kelsey.
Zay Jones, man, he's getting a lot of targets.
Yeah, he's had a lot of targets recently too. Let's see. Don't be afraid to play Debo. People will be like, "Oh, Trayvon Diggs," but Trayvon Diggs just has a bunch of interceptions. He's a Marcus Peters. He either picks the ball off or he gives a big play. There's no in between.
I mean, do we like Kelsey or do we like Gronk tomorrow?
I still like Kelsey.
Throw the shit to Renfro. Or throw it out of bounds. You suck. Dude, Derek Carr is just—he's definitely at 15. He's always the number. I told you that though. That right? If you look at him, he's an average 15, number 15, like every year. If you go look at like depending, I guess
quarterback 15.
Yeah, he's like quarterback 15, like every year.
He's had one top 12. He's had one top 12 finish in his entire career.
It's ridiculous. Oh, you're taking Renfro out here? Come on.
Let's see where we're at here. So we want Pringle. Do you want like Deontay Johnson as a run back though? Like a bring back? I mean, it makes some sense. Like Pittsburgh's going to be behind and have to throw the ball, right?
Deontay?
Yeah.
I mean, that might be like 1.2.
He's always double-digit points, essentially. Like he has like, was it 2 or 3 games this year that he's been under double-digit points? So like he's super safe.
Bad.
I don't know.
Carr is really bad. Why would he throw that on a dart? You just throw it up, lob it up to the fucking wall, dude. He just bounced it off to a. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're so bad.
God. I still want to play my. I don't know. Wide receivers. There's too many good wide receiver plays.
Well, Mike Evans is better. I think I like him better.
Yeah. That's the thing about SuperDraft. You don't have to play bringbacks as much. But I mean, you could in theory, you could still play Pringle. You could play Mike Evans and Deontay Johnson too, because you got flex spots. So I'm not really I'm not feeling these running backs in the flex spot. There's just too many good wide receivers, and not enough good running backs tomorrow.
I like Cedric though. Cedric Wilson.
Joel Embiid is playing. So whatever lineup you put Drummond in, you should probably switch that out.
All right. What time does that one start?
I don't freaking remember.
7 or 8.
It's in 25 minutes.
Yeah, we're good. So we'll finish this lineup then. Then we'll get out of here.
Embiid is in.
I like the Wilson play, but he really has to catch a touchdown.
I just hate Cedric Wilson.
Wilson, that's what Bogart calls him. Cedric, hey, Mr. Wilson, that's what he calls him.
So I just don't like him, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I like Carmelo's out, so not that matters much. But Carmelo Anthony's out.
I like Devonta Smith too.
There's like the 1.5s are tempting because there's like there's too many good wide receivers. I don't know how you don't play 3 wide receivers and a wide receiver in the flex tomorrow.
We're gonna go Smith, and then we're gonna go Pringle. So I want to be a little bit different than what you're probably going.
And then you want Mike Evans? You want Mike Evans as the last one then?
I mean, we can do that. I just saw him.
Pringle's 1.8.
This is a crazy ass lineup.
So Pringle, the last time he played the Steelers, he had 25.5 PPR points. He had 2 touchdowns, 5 receptions, 6 receptions, I think it was, 75 yards. And he plays 54% of his snaps in the slot, where he lines up against Arthur Malta primarily, who is terrible.
I mean, I really don't hate this lineup.
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Keyshawn Vaughn one, you really just need him to be the guy.
Just needs to do something. But at 1.65, he's the best multiplier for any running back. But even if he's not that great, at 1.65, it still means another running back has to be awesome. And if you already have Elijah Mitchell, that cancels that out. But it's okay, what are the odds Miles Sanders has a blow up game? Almost 0, because he hasn't scored a single touchdown this year. He's not catching the ball out of the backfield. Boston Scott, unless he catches a bunch of passes, he's probably not going to be the guy.
I feel like Keyshawn Vaughn might be really chalky, but is he going to be the chocolate chalk?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to. I just think when you compare him to all the other running backs, there's not 3 running backs that are going to blow up, that are going to make, even if he's not that good, even if he's not that good, the multiplier makes up for it enough that most of the other running backs still aren't going to beat him. Let's see, 76ers lineup. So 76ers are starting Tyrese Maxey, Seth Curry, Furkman Korkmaz, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. I guess that makes that Tobias Harris lineup a little worse too, but it's Tobias Harris. He can you said he was 1.35, right? Yeah.
Tobias, yeah.
Let me see. Let me just see what that is. Let me do math.
Right, let's see.
36 times 1.35. Even if he gets you 36 points, you still get to 48.6 points. So that's not terrible. On tonight's slate, it might not be good, but
Drummond, edit. Radio, edit.
I'm really surprised Embiid's actually playing though. Because he wasn't listed as questionable at the beginning of the day. Then he popped up halfway through the day, which usually means he gets ruled out. Especially when it comes, God, 76ers suck though. For injuries. Because Doc Rivers is there's a chance he might play, but he's we think maybe he plays, but I'm not he just phrases it the weirdest ways ever.
So who do we want to put in here then?
For
center.
Just put Embiid in.
You said you didn't want to.
Oh, I never said I didn't want to. I said I hate how the 76ers do this stuff. I don't even worry about it.
It just makes me nervous. He thinks that.
What are they playing? They're playing the Heat. The Heat have the Heat centers are Yurtseven and Dwayne Dedman. If Joel Embiid can't have a good game against them, then we have bigger problems. He should be able to dominate those guys, even if his elbow is a little sore.
All right. You say he can.
Plus, you have exposure to every other notable center on tonight's slate, pretty much, anyways. So it's why not play Embiid in one?
All right. You better not be on the duds list tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no guarantee, but the dude scored 30 points in 8 straight games or whatever. Did he get there last time? Click on his name again.
There's never a guarantee.
Did he get 30 points last time out? Where's the points at?
25.
I'm blind. Oh, so he didn't get there. So he only tied the record. He didn't beat the record. He had 8 straight games with 30 points before that.
His elbow.
Hit his funny bone. I don't know. I think we're good though.
Should we put a bow on this?
Yeah, because we're just kind of rambling anymore at this point.
Yeah, tell them where to find you at.
Give me 1 second. I'm just looking to see if anything else updated real quick. So we have everything through the 8 o'clock Eastern games in terms of injuries, in terms of starting lineups. And then we got 2 8:30 games, 1 9 o'clock game for Eastern time, and the 9:30 game. Just tell us if Mo Bamba's playing or not. That's all I want. So once again, you can find me on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, on YouTube at Coach Craig Sports, on Patreon at Coach Craig Sports, on the Sports Me app at Coach Craig Sports. If you need anything at all, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or at Coach Craig Sports at gmail.com as well.
And make sure you're getting signed up on our YouTubes. Mine's at JC Money Design. You can find me everywhere at JC Money Design, Instagram, Twitter. I'm going to be getting the website up here soon. I do a lot of. I also do graphic design shit. So if you need anything, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and make sure you get signed up on SuperDraft Pro. If anybody in here that has not signed up yet, come hit me up on Twitter, and I will pay for your. If you want to get on the beginner subscription, I'll pay for it your first month. So go hit me up. We'll be talking again tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow at 5:05,
Yep.
Same time again tomorrow.
Let me check that real quick because it is Sunday. God, I wonder what Monday. Monday is Martin Luther King Day, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I wonder what the NBA is always weird on that day. But they have more games, but it's usually just like afternoon games too. But a lot of times they're not on the main slate. So I need NBA. Where the heck's NBA at? I hate ESPN sometimes. They just put you scroll down through the different sports and I'll put NBA way at the bottom randomly. So that is today. We need tomorrow. So there is. Oh, tomorrow sucks. So tomorrow there is. So we're still at this. We're still here at the same time tomorrow. I do believe it's a 2-game slate.
2-game slate.
2 games. Yeah.
Well,
but it's because almost all the teams on Martin Luther King Day. I'm pretty sure that's why there's two afternoon. There's 2 earlier games, and then the main slate I think is only 2 games. Let me see if I can find it on SuperDraft just to double check it and make sure they didn't include the 3 o'clock game randomly.
Yeah, let's see if there's even anything to talk about tomorrow. If there's nothing to talk about, we don't even have to do a show tomorrow. We just start back on Monday because Monday's gonna be a big show. So there's probably a lot of notes.
So they are doing the 3 games. So it will start. So it'll start at 5 o'clock Central Time for the main slate on SuperDraft. So
okay.
you want to do 4 tomorrow then?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody that's listening, we're gonna be back.
This sucks because the one game starts 2 hours before the other 2 games, so it sucks.
Whatever, Trevor.
Small game slates are fun.
We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you get those. Make sure you get the smash those notifications because then we are definitely gonna be. Shit always changes up all the time. Just like now.
Oh shit!
What's going on Monday?
Oh shit!
Is it different on Monday?
Kristaps Porzingis is playing tonight. He was doubtful. It changes the Mavericks. I just probably don't want to play any Mavericks, but just the fact that I seen that, I'm like, oh crap.
Do we have any Mavericks?
So he's going to be in the starting lineup. No, we didn't have any Mavericks at all. So Kristaps Porzingis is in. That means if you did end up playing Maxi Kleber for some reason as a dart throw, I'd probably get him out of your lineup for somebody else. That's pretty much all we can say about that. Maybe it doesn't really affect Luka, so I wouldn't worry about that either. Because Luka is essentially the same when Kristaps Porzingis is on or off the court, oddly enough.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 hour earlier. See
4
ya.
o'clock.